All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to another great episode on your favorite political talk show, The Truth with Ben Jokes. Now, the internet has been on fire with opinions and remarks from Nigerians trending all over Africa and the world. And these remarks came after the utterances of the president of Senegal, Faye. We all know that the 44-year-old Bassirou Diomaye Faye was sworn in as the president of Senegal on the 2nd day of April 2024. And since then, the entire Africa has been looking up to him, being a young man of only 44 years old, to see how he can change the narrative of Senegal by positively impacting the lives of his people, getting to work to reduce the rate of poverty, hunger, and heavy indebtedness which have beleaguered the westernmost country in West Africa with a population of 17.3 million people, Senegal. And on Thursday, the same president of Senegal visited Tinubu and he was received at the villa in Abuja. But he said something that has got Nigerians, especially Nigerians from Southwest, talking, and they are firing warning at him to be careful. And as a matter of fact, the entire Africa has joined in this discussion. The president of Senegal, Faye, said he would rely on the experience and wisdom of Tinubu to lead his people, and Nigerians came down heavily on him. They said, your country, Senegal, is one of the most indebted countries in the world. And you know what has been happening to Nigeria as regards indebtedness since Tinubu took over. And you are saying you will rely on his experience and wisdom. That is tantamount to saying you want to finish your country. You must be joking. Before I show you how he said it and how Nigerians reacted, let me quickly show you this video where this analyst completely described Nigeria under Tinubu. See the video.
In a country where the monthly minimum wage of a citizen cannot buy a 50 kg bag of rice, that economy is in trouble. In a country where the minimum wage of citizens cannot buy a 50-liter diesel jerrycan of diesel, quote me that country is in trouble. So we are living in a country where the variables are wrong. They are not working. We are on the wrong trajectory. I've analyzed it from an engineering perspective. We are wrong. I analyze it as a chartered accountant. We are wrong. I've analyzed it as a tax practitioner and a chartered tax analyst. Nigeria is on the wrong track. And we are talking about media moderation now. You are seeing a country where strategic industrial sectors are collapsing. Strategic domestic sectors are collapsing. Strategic commercial sectors are collapsing, and somebody will tell me the economy is working. The economy is not working. Okay. And we better get it right. Look at the institutional investors that are in Nigeria, especially the multinational companies. They are running away because of business climate hostilities. And somebody will tell me, with my engineering knowledge, with my accounting knowledge, that they are divesting. You can't tell me that. They are not divesting. They are running away because we are experiencing business climate hostilities. It is only in Nigeria that you see people you call leaders, and they cannot tell you the difference between commercialization, privatization, liberalization, or even deregulation. This is the country we belong to.
You heard him. And you can see he's an expert in many fields. That was an economic forum, and one of the speakers was trying to defend this administration and their policies. And that professor had to pour out his heart that manner. Economy is not an emotional thing. It has too much to do with numbers, and numbers don't lie. If your minimum wage cannot buy a bag of rice and you sit down to review it upwards, and your proposed upward review after the meeting still cannot buy a bag of rice, is it not clear that there is serious trouble? But you find some economists who have been bought over trying to justify the disaster going on in Nigeria right now. And I just pity the gullible average Nigerian who thinks things will get better. Kudos to the speaker in that video for not mincing words. If Nigerians don't get rid of the APC, this generation and the ones to come will live as slaves. Now, let us look at the utterances of the president of Senegal, Faye, that got Nigerians coming down hard on him. Look at how the papers reported it. I can rely on Tinubu's wisdom, experience, says Senegalese president, Faye. Senegalese President Bassirou Faye says he can rely on Bola Tinubu's experience and wisdom and provide good leadership to keep countries in the ECOWAS united and peaceful. Mr. Faye said this when he was received by the Nigerian president at the presidential villa in Abuja on Thursday. Mr. Faye acknowledged Nigeria and Senegal's shared values, ideals, and challenges, emphasizing that both nations have had good relations since 1960s. The good relations we have and the relations between our private sectors should be beneficial to our countries, he said. The Senegalese president called for the reactivation of the Nigeria-Senegal Joint Commission to strengthen bilateral relations in diplomacy, trade, and other spheres. Speaking on ECOWAS, the Senegalese president said Mr. Tinubu's wisdom and experience, relations among member states could be strengthened to advance the community. Mr. Faye said, ECOWAS is the beacon of successful regional integration in Africa and globally. It is something we owe to the founding fathers of the community. And I have no doubt that you want to continue this legacy of integration. I know I can rely on your wisdom and experience as the leader of this great African nation and the more recent example of Senegal, so that together, hand in hand, we can grow together and that we can discuss with our brothers and convince them to come back into the fold. He added, to come back and share our common democratic values and what we stand for. Your wisdom and your democratic values should be an asset to that vision, and my youth and determination can also be an asset. You heard that. Now, that was the president of Senegal, 44-year-old Bassirou Faye, saying he would rely on the experience and wisdom of Tinubu to bring good leadership to his people and to ECOWAS. Now, he could just be saying this for the cameras. Maybe deep inside him, he knows the truth. But this is an African president, and there is a very huge possibility that he genuinely meant what he said and is on his way to failing like others. But Nigerians, especially Yorubas that commented, didn't even give him the benefit of the doubt. They came down heavily on him. Look at some of the tweet reactions. This tweet here by Olamilekan says, this one done the lay foundation of failure already. Senegal elected the wrong youth. Oh, and Oyediran here says, you are lost, young man. How can the man with the sight start following the blind man? No be lie be that. And this tweet by Vintage says, I believe that is for the media. Because if not, is he not aware of where the wisdom is driving Nigeria? If you ask me, who I go ask, it is very clear the country is in a quagmire. Under just 11 months, we have gone from bad to worse to a disaster. So what experience and wisdom is Faye talking about? And this tweet by Taiwo Anjorin says, very correct, but not in this quagmire of ours, because Senegal will not learn anything. Actually, we need Senegal to advise us on how we can achieve stability and tolerance of one another. And Dr. Bankole A here says, oh no, Senegalese president, I don't know what to say to you. I don't know what to say to you because you are about to bring trouble upon your people after they have trusted you so much. And this tweet here by Eyitayo Akeju says, without any doubt, Senegal elected the wrong youth for president. That country is on a long thing. And Tolulope Akinyetun says, were e go carry you go where you no know with agbado wisdom, your eye go peel. Chai. And some other commentators who aren't from the southwest, Naya says, it's like you want your country to crumble like ours. Wow. And Ken here says, them they wait for you for your country. They are waiting for you to deal with you. And Voices says, you don't miss road be that. If he has wisdom, Nigeria will not be like this. I thought this boy had sense. Chai. And people from other countries in Africa, especially Ghana and Kenya, began to weigh in on the matter. They said Senegalese should better warn their president not to bring in the wisdom that Nigerians have described as a disaster, because Nigerians began tweeting the prices of certain commodities 12 months ago and their prices today, and people from other parts of the world couldn't believe it. It is actually incredible, unbelievable what Nigerians have, gone through in the last 11 months. In the past, we used to have like 10% increase in the prices of certain commodities, and we would just stop consuming them. Maybe if they add 15 naira to sardine titles, people would just say, is it compulsory I eat titles? They will just ignore it. But in this case, we have witnessed 50%, 100%, and in extreme cases, 200% increase in the prices of every single commodity in Nigeria. None is left out, including the ones you can ignore and the ones that are compulsory. Everything increased, and the people have been under so much pressure. Even water don't add money. So, President of Senegal, Faye, you are a young man. Be careful what you wish for. Your people have trusted you. They gave you their votes. They stood by you and made sure that you emerge. I seriously hope that those things you said were for just the cameras. You know exactly what to do to bring good leadership to your people, and not to emulate people that have brought hardship, pain, and hopelessness upon theirs. Anyway, make I leave am here. Make I still enter town. Make I go get some ogbonge political news wey una go like. Why? Because of una na I dey here, so don't go away. Sorry.